Hello children, I am Praveen Khan Shukla from Christchurch Convent Higher Secondary School Gadarwara, and I welcome you in our digital classes. This video is for class 12th Commerce, subject is Business Studies. Students, as you all know that we are continuing with our second unit, that is Principles of Management. This is the fifth part of your chapter, and in this part we will try to finish our second unit. Okay, next point that we will discuss, that is basic components of scientific management. Okay, here we try to understand about the components which are basically a need of scientific management. First one, that is determination. Determination of what? Determination of standards of performance. Okay, actually Taylor also found when he was working as a foreman that no one uh, can realize that how much work a worker has to do within his working period. Okay, because the standards of work performance were fixed not on any scientific basis but on the basis of the thumb rule. Okay, means they took a time which was uh, they took the time of work which was done by a average worker. Okay, so that could be the standard of measurement of work performance. But in scientific management, standards of performance must be determined on the basis of time taken for the performance of each element of the job together with the time needed for rest and unavoidable delays. Okay, standard time or a standard method for doing a task must be scientifically analyzed and not on the basis of estimates, past experience, or hit and trial method. Okay, means the timing and the task performance should be analyzed properly in a scientific way. Okay, so this is the first point. Then another point, that is functional foremanship. So in this point, Taylor introduced functional foremanship for supervision and direction. Okay, and under which he has introduced 8 boss scheme, in which he has divided the foremanship in basically in two parts. That is, first is planning in charge, another one is production in charge. He put 4 employees under the planning in charge, like instruction clerk, route clerk, time clerk, discipline, and production in charge, speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, inspector, all these. So what they do, they are in charge for the actual work, है ना, actual task which is given to the workers. Okay, so this is the functional foremanship of scientific management, and it is introduced by Taylor. Next, that is responsibilities of management. Okay, here Taylor has given his view that managers should accept responsibility for planning, directing, and organizing. Means planning, directing on and organizing should be done under the managers. Means on top level management. Okay, management should analyze all the operations and develop scientific method of operation. Okay, means what kind of uh, work and how it is going to be completed, that should be decided, and that should be framed by the management, and that should be framed or designed through scientific method. Okay, And it should develop a scientific approach in every sphere of operation. Management should take over all work for which it is better fitted. Next one, that is differential piece of work system of wage payment. Now it is time for the payment, and that should be done according to the work performance. Okay, this is a method of wage payment in which efficient and inefficient workers are paid at different rates. Means the worker who are doing passionately and they are doing a very nice job, and those who are not paying so much attention in their job, they both are should be paid differently. Okay, means there must be a difference between these two types of workers. Okay, so this is all about the differential place work system of wage payment given by Taylor in basic components of scientific management. The another one, that is mental revolution. In this session, according to Taylor, a complete mental revolution is necessary for the success of scientific management. Means person should prepare his mind for a revolution that can adopt a scientific management. Okay, he held that since his techniques of determining work standards, eliminating waste operations, and differential piecework system of wages would benefit the workers in the form of higher wages. Okay, means people in any enterprises should ready to adopt the scientific approach of work. Okay, and it is very helpful for the work environment. So these are the basic components of scientific management. And now we have is scientific work study. Okay, scientific work study. Now let's move on to this. Scientific work study means the work in any enterprise should be studied scientifically. Means each element of the work should be analyzed and properly properly scientifically developed. Okay, so let's have, that is first point, it is time study. Okay, I have given a short description here, that is it is done to observe the study it is done to observe and study the minimum time required to perform the task. Okay, means it is done to observe the observed and study the minimum time required for the any task. Through time study, the precise time required for men's work is determined. Okay, it will help in fixing the standard time required to do a particular job. Okay, the next one, that is motion study. It means it is the study of a machine operator and his movement for performing the job. Okay, the purpose is to eliminate, means the purpose of this study is to eliminate useless motion and thereby establish a standard for work performance. This study is undertook in order to develop a less time consuming system for accomplishing the work. Okay, got it? Means unnecessarily work should be avoided. Okay, next, that is fatigue study. Fatigue means extremely tiredness. Okay, so fatigue study. So as I told you, fatigue means extremely tiredness, means excessive specialization of work and poor working condition may cause monotony resulting in both physical and mental fatigue among industrial workers. Okay, fatigue, either a physical or mental, always has an adverse effect on workers' health and his efficiency. The idea of this study is to see that workers maintain their operational efficiency without any injury to their health and happiness. Okay, it means if they are tired, they cannot perform according to the standard of work that we have maintained. Okay, so timely, and they may be there may be possible that they feel tiredness by physical or by mental. Okay, so they should provide a proper time for the rest and for the other things, so that the work should be completed within the time and it should be performed keeping the views of standards of the work performance. Okay, next one, that is standardization. Okay, so standardization means, as I have written here, it refers to the process of setting standards for every business activity. Actually, this involves the standardization of tools, equipments, condition of work and materials. Okay, means standard of tools, equipments, condition of work and materials in the enterprise, so that the best production can be done at the minimum cost. Okay, in your book there one more point is there, that is simplification. Okay, so it is written in a very simple language in your book. You can see there that simplification aims at eliminating superfluous varieties, size and dimension, while standardization implies devising new varieties instead of existing ones. Simplification aims at eliminating unnecessarily diversities of product. Okay, it results in saving of cost of labor, machine and tools. Actually, these both are just written in same way. Okay, so this is the scientific work study. Okay, all these points are there in your book. I have just given a short description. Okay, but when you write in your notebook, you have to write from your book. Okay, so let's see what we have next. We have next advantages or arguments in favor of scientific management. Means how scientific management is helpful for us, for employee, for employer or for society. Okay, so you may be asked questions in two ways, that write the advantages of scientific management or write the arguments in favor of scientific management. Okay, so I have given here three major points that shows that advantages to employers. Employees means the owner of the company or enterprise, employer. Advantages to employees or workers means those who are working in that. Advantage to the society. Okay, means for the for whom they are doing their job or producing or manufacturing something. Okay, so one by one, advantages to employers. First, lower cost of production. ठीक है, means by the name you may understand that the cost of the production should be low. Okay, so that it will definitely, it is going to be defined a good profit. Okay, second one, effective planning and control. Your planning should be effective and control on that planning is also needed. Okay. Next one, that is simplification. Simplification of what? Simplification of productive process. Okay, means whatever process or production you have, that should be in a very simple way. Okay, so that everyone can understand and perform it as you want. Okay. Next one, increased in profit. Simply, if your cost is low and your planning is effective and your control is very good, okay, the process of production is simple, then definitely you will be going to increase your profit. Okay. The next, industrial piece. It means that the complete mental revolution, okay, on the both of the part, means like in management and worker, that should be very, that should go very peacefully. Okay. So under scientific management, that can be taken, that can be possible. Okay. So all these are the advantages of scientific management towards employers. The next one, that is advantages to employee or workers. All these points are there and all the points are very simple and they are in your book. Okay. Better work condition, higher standard of living, free training, interesting jobs, incentive wage system. Okay, means for employee there must be a better working condition in which, in this and means the environment where they can work easily and freely. Higher standard of living means workers are provided free training, sorry, means productivity is increased under scientific management. The worker get more wages which increase the standard of living. Means if we follow the scientific management, the production of company, then definitely the production of company is going to be increased. So if production is going to be increased, then company is going to earn more profit, and if company is going to earn more profit, then the wages and the payment of employee should be increased, so they'll also maintain their standard of living. Free training, if there is any new technique, new idea is implemented by the employer, then the training should be given and that should be given free. Okay. The next one, interesting job. Everyone is offered the job for which he is the most suited. Okay. Works means the psychological testing about the interest and aptitude of the employee result in an interest in the job. It means if I am interested in doing sales job, I must be given sales jobs. Okay. In this way, I'll take interest in my job. Next one, that is incentive wage system. Incentive wage system means under scientific management, different piece uh, work system of wage payment is adopted. Okay. Means according to the system, the wage is determined by the individual performance and on the position which is a worker is working or occupies. Thus wages under the system are positively correlated with the efficiency. Means the efficient worker should be paid more than an average worker. Okay. So this is how the scientific management is give more advantage to employees or workers. The next one, that is advantage to the society. First is economic prosperity. Economic prosperity means scientific management leads to economic prosperity. Production is made at minimum cost. Standard of living is raised on account of higher wages. Economical and efficient use of social resources, etc., makes the society prosperous. Okay. It means that uh, increase in sorry increase in the production in minimum cost will lift up the standard of living of the uh, society. Okay, means if it is so, then the cost of the product is affordable for the society. So they can lift up their living standard. Okay, next, that is industrial peace. It means that providing maximum satisfaction to both industrialist as well as employees, means the owner of industry and his or her employees. Okay, and this leads to a tension free relationship between these two, means the leaders and the industrial workers. Okay, next one, that is increased production. Okay, so under the scientific management, different measures are adopted that ultimately increase production. Okay, it becomes a boon to the society. Means boon means it's a gift. Okay, last, availability of goods at fair price. Because of increased production, goods are easily available at fair price in the society. Okay, so all this is there in very simple language in your book. Okay, you can find them, and these are very important uh, according to your exam point of view. So just have a look from your book also. Okay, and you must open your book when you watch the video. Now the next, that is disadvantage of scientific management, or arguments against scientific management, or criticism of Taylor's work. Okay, so all these keywords you should remember, because question may be asked. Write the disadvantage of scientific management, give some arguments which are against of scientific management, or write the criticism of Taylor's work. So these are questions that may be asked to you. Okay, but the answer is same. Okay, that's why I have written all the things here. Okay, so disadvantages are there. Okay, so all these disadvantages are written in a very simple way. So two things I am leaving for you, and you have to read it, and you have to make notes also of these of these points. Okay, so now disadvantage you will study, and again you will study the difference between Taylor's theory of management and Fayol's theory of management, है ना? They both have similarities and dissimilarities. So both point you have to study properly. It is there in your book in a very simple way. Okay, so three things you have to study: disadvantage of scientific management, similarity and dissimilarity of Taylor's principles of management and Fayol's principles of management. Okay, so this is how we are going to complete our next second chapter. Okay, and if you find any problem in these points, you can ask me. Okay, so here we are going to complete our second chapter. Okay, we will meet in our next chapter, third chapter. Okay, and soon I'll send you the IMP questions. Okay, and only those questions you will answer of those questions you will write in your notebook, and you have to write all the objective type questions in your notebook. Okay, and but for very short answer type questions, short answer type question and long answer type questions. I'll send you only those questions, answer of those questions you will write in your notebook. Okay. So thanks for now. We will meet in our next video. Thank you.